10-hour burst man perfect.
10-hour burst man perfect.
10-hour burst man
10-hour
perfect.
burst
10-hour
man
burst man
perfect.
perfect.
10-hour Birdman perfect. 10-hour Birdman perfect. 10-hour Birdman perfect. 10-hour Birdman perfect. 10-hour Birdman perfect. 10-hour Birdman perfect. 10-hour Birdman perfect.
Today we are doing 10-hour burst man perfect, and I'm experimenting with video styles at the moment, and this time it is a live commentary. I'm commentating over the winning run instead of last time where it was a clip reel of just various attempts failing until at the very end where it's all the winning attempt and cool shit playing. It was corny, but I liked it. I liked making it. It was a fun video to make, but all in all, the video was kind of boring. So in this fight, I just kind of jump over him. It's really cheesy. That's why I say I cheesed him again, because look at this. All of his attacks are like disabled. It's really, really fucking unfair. It really is. So one day I'll beat him with, you know, the stick or something. But today, he's getting cheesed for the second time. It kind of sucks, though, because I would really, really like to beat him in a more legitimate way, but I just happen to get these really good loadouts that just disable him. He can't really do anything. I'm just jumping over him. But, so, the strategy of the run, I already told you that. Recently I had a conversation about aliens with my friend, and apparently a lot of people at his college thought that they weren't real, they weren't anywhere, ever, but it's kind of like weird, you know. It's really weird to think that, because the universe is a huge place. It's so fucking huge.
That's what she...
You watch one of those videos on like TikTok or YouTube where it's like comparing the size like various bodies, and it gets progressively larger and larger until it gets like the observable universe, and that alone is massive. That is like trillions and trillions of stars and planets and shit, and I just can't imagine how you could think that no aliens are on any of those planets, but the only life is on Earth. That seems absurd to me. And here we go, phase 2. Phase 2 is just as easy, basically. I honestly took more damage in phase 1 than I did phase 2. So I'm just gonna jump over him again. And he throws that really hard punch. I forget what it's called. I think it's mean left. But on a different topic, I think Item Assignment's balancing is really, really like bad, because I guess it's kind of the point of the game, right? It's a luck-based game, but when it comes to bosses, stuff like this just gets absurd. It's like perfecting 10-hour burst man becomes a no-brainer. I do have to concentrate on his attacks, obviously, but it's like, it's hardly even a fight. So I hope this gets like remedied somehow. I think maybe 10-hour burst man can match the player's speed or something. I don't know. It's just a suggestion, and I don't know if anyone would like it, but hey, I like it when my bosses are hard. I like the bosses when they're really hard, and it's an actual challenge instead of just me cheesing them with the fucking Night Reaper and Bible. Also, notice how I have Abyssal Scream? I don't think I even used that once. I guess in retrospect it might have been good, might have killed them faster, but honestly, the odds were so in my favor, it's not really worth using Abyssal Scream, because it also makes me vulnerable. So for instance, back then, when I was shot by the shotgun, he got me down to 10 health. That just shows how powerful 10-hour burst man is. It was insane. I was kind of panicking there. And if I used Abyssal Scream, I would have died. And look at that, I almost died to Grand Volley. It is wild. 10-hour burst man is wild. And I am pretty lucky to have gotten Night Reaper and Bible. It's like this insane combo against specifically 10-hour burst man. I don't think this would work on anyone else. And I think, you know, besides him matching the player speed, I think another way to remedy this would be to give him more different attacks maybe, or buff his attacks in phase 2 more, because it's kind of like he only really grabs 3 times, and that's it in phase 2. That's the only real noticeable change to me, besides, like, the Grand Volley. And the Grand Volley is kind of forgettable. I mean, it does hurt a lot, but a lot of the time, you're kind of too far away from to really do anything with that damage. And by the time he does touch you again, it kind of is just, you've healed. So the only real efficient way you can kill you when you're using this cheese strategy is with grabbing. If you get a good grab off on you, you're kind of dead from there, right? You got 1 life. But that didn't happen to me, and it just killed him. He kind of just fell over and died, because this loadout was overpowered as hell. I think it's probably the best loadout for 10-hour burst, man. I would say the Fire Axe, probably better, but most likely not, honestly, because the Fire Axe, you still gotta dodge him, you still gotta move around him. With this, you just jump over him, and his attacks, they're just disabled. They're done. They're gone. But, yeah, that's 10-hour burst, man, cheesed again. Another day, I will not cheese him. Again, as previously mentioned, maybe I'll beat him with stick. But next, I'll be doing Clev Prime instead, because I did a poll, and it got 1 vote. It surprisingly was Clev Prime. I thought it was going to be uncertified. But hey, I guess I'm doing that next.